Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and what I'm about to do right now is edit all of the keeper photos from the Canon EOS M5 real-world review that we filmed. Now, if you haven't checked that out, just click on the I button up top. That will take you over to the real-world review. And remember, over on the website, you can download some of these raw DNG files to edit on your own. So now, why don't I turn over here and edit the photos. Well, here's a secret. I actually already edited them. This is going to be a 40-some minute video, so go ahead and enjoy, and I hope you like it. Leave some comments. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. This isn't going to be a short video, as always, where I am editing and getting my microphone straight, getting it to where I want it to be so I can speak into it. I'm going to be editing all the photos from, well, the keeper photos. So it looks like it says 133? No. 112 photos from the 5-minute portrait with the EOS M5. Let's just jump into it and see what we're going to do. I also have this big light coming in from the right-hand side. Boomify. Let me make sure my brightness is where I want it to be. 1, 2, 3 down is where I generally keep it. That's where I keep my iMac screen, personally. I know it varies depending on how old it is. It starts to lose its luster, but I've had really good luck at -3 on it when I've gone ahead and made prints. They've matched very well to my screen with very little in the way of color correction. You can see that it's overcast. It looks like crap, the sky. But this works. This gets the point across. Whatever. I'm going to keep moving. And black and white. I mean, I could end up doing some of these in black and white. The black and white actually wouldn't look that bad. I did enjoy using this little camera. It's actually right here, just floating around. We'll talk about that later. Well, actually, I talked about it. So this is where I talk about in the 5-minute portrait, trying to get some cars moving. As you can see that these cars to the right were parked there. I had these poles that I was trying to keep everything aligned. I was right in the middle. Of course, this grass and everything doesn't look good. I was hoping there wouldn't be cars, but you'll see as we progress. I'm going to sync, well, I can't sync that with the last one because the exposures are different. The point was to try to show some motion with the cars going by while still having this sharp-ish. I'll say sharp-ish. I'll say sharp-ish because it's ishly sharp. And what I mean by ishly is like barely. Don't forget you could download some sample raw files over on the website at any time so you can play with them yourself and see what you think. I'm just doing my quick edit. See? This way I got rid of that stupid barricade stuff, but then there's still cars and these damn things parked there, which means I'm going to move forward even more later. I really didn't think about the black and white. But I mean, that actually looks good, especially on such a shitty overcast day. People always ask me, do I use presets? I personally don't use presets. Let me ask you, would you guys be happy if I made a preset set of my best of my edits? You guys could have the presets. I don't like presets. I think it's a cheap way of editing. I think you're better off creating your own presets. That way you can have your own starting point to your own style and you're not trying to emulate somebody else. I also think it's something that you do when you first start out because you don't know any better, which is fine. But we also live in a preset world for people, meaning that they get used to Instagram and hitting a button and thinking, oh, my pictures are better because of this preset that somebody else made. God, I like the black and whites. I really do. But I should do something. I should do the color because we need a little bit of both. I'm still curious why. This is a Swedish flag, right? Any of my Swedish folk? That is sharp, by the way. What the hell was I using? I was using the 11-22. That is an add-on lens. It's not the kit lens, but if I was to use this camera, I would have an 11-22. I'd also be using the adapter quite a bit to put the high-end glass on it. But shit, that's actually pretty good, except for this damn car. Content-aware fill. Oh, in the new Adobe, I hear you're going to be able to be like, take out the car, you know, like crop and stuff. Actually, that looks pretty good. I like that. See, look at that. Look at the clouds. They look much better. Lines look pretty straight. This one I may be off slightly. Let's see, exposure, 1/400th of a second, 1/400th second, 5.6, 100. All right, I can sync these. So syncing will speed it up. I could also hit previous, by the way. I always forget to hit previous, and here I lost some of the sky. I don't want to see. Let's do this. No, we're not doing that. That was a joke. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. I'm hitting highlights. So you can tweak the sky more. And this building is this color, by the way. It is very yellowish. That's just what the color is of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. This looks a little too green tinged, so let's go ahead and get some of that magenta up in there. We get that in there. Brought the sky down. You could go in here and... what the hell do I have this preset to? Why is it going black and white? I don't... Oh, it's got to be the white balance. It's the white balance. Wow. See, you can really mess around and make it think like Vigor is coming, but he's not. Holy Jesus, what you can do with... That isn't... Look, I never profess to be a master editor by any stretch of the imagination. I know my style of editing, and that's to take it to a certain point. For certain images, it would be really cool to see what other people would do. But, I mean, does this look ominous? I mean, that looks ominous and fake. And I said this in a recent video, that if you think it's gone too far, then you've gone too far. Like, if it looks fake, it's gone too far. I actually don't think this one looks terribly too fake. You guys could tell me in the comments if, like, that's too fake. This... not as much, because it actually matches down here. So why don't we go with that? And I want to hear your opinions, guys. I do. I want to hear what you guys think. Did that go too far? Does this make the image look fake? Or does it just accentuate what the sky looked like? I want to warm it up just a little bit. Seems like every time I warm it up, it gets greener. There's a happy medium in here, and I like that. What's the black and white look like? Not as good. I like this. All right. Only took an hour to edit. It's nice and sharp, though. I really like how sharp that is. Wonder what the... let's see. Do we have lens correction enabled here? Oh, man. Look what lens correction does, guys. So it straightens it out. You can see right here in the stairs. Watch what happens. It gets rid of the vignetting in the corner. I sometimes like the vignetting in some shots, but in this case, it's a much better, cleaner. Nobody would know the difference if I didn't show them this. This is much cleaner. So you'll see that in the raw file. I'll definitely put this raw file up. Why do I keep leaning over? Stop, my chair keeps moving. I like this much cleaner. So let's go to the next one. Same exposure. Let's hit previous and see what happens. Oh yeah, I can't do previous. Oh my God, look how dark that is. Really, I gotta... Isn't that insane what you can do to the sky, guys? You can really mess with it. So I don't want it to be as ominous. Wow. I'm just saying wow because it's just a cool... It just looks cool. It's sharper than I expected. Well, it is at 5.6, so it's going to be. So as you can see, the progression was start across the street with these ugly barricades, get those out of the way. Now the cars are in the way. Now come here, get rid of the cars. Now it's just people and the place. This looks pretty good. Wonder what this one would look like in black and or white. I'm gonna get dangerous with this one in a minute. I like the color. Ooh, yeah. See, I wish I was focused on this guy, but he came out of nowhere. I was focused up here, but maybe this still works. Huh. So the lens correction again. Wow, look how it straightens out the ground more. The color looks really nice. I'm going to duplicate this and do it in black and white also. I like this shot, man. Surprising. Not surprising. Not surprising. I don't mean surprising. Create virtual copy. I create a virtual copy instead of doing snap. I like snapshots, but I create in terms of in Lightroom, but I create a virtual copy just so that when I export it, I give Steven both the color and the black and white. I want it to go further than 100. I want it to go to 11. Oh, no. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, buddy. I'm not your pal, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. Oh, that's so much nicer. There we go. Color, black and white. Black and white is sweet. I'm going to clap at that. I got to print this on the big-ass printer. Man, I love it. I love it. See, these lines are straight, man. Nice job. Oh, I could have hit previous again. But every time I do that, I keep this thing is here. That's without it. That's with it. I like it with it. Do we have the lens correction still on? It really does a tremendous job. Oh, it does look at that. And it doesn't detract from the image very much. All right, let's keep moving because that's pretty good. Let's hit previous again. Some work needs to be done on this one. It's a little on the darker side. No. So, using the EVF in the camera is very useful in this situation. That brings up something else. You guys should be checking out my 3 shots or less. If you want to, click the I button at the top. It'll take you to a playlist of the 3 shots or less. That's where I go into a different situation and scenario and try to get the perfect exposure in only 3 shots. And a lot of people are like, well, an EVF will get you the perfect shot every time. Well, let's go back to this shot real quick. This shot, an EVF is not giving me this shot because unless you know to drop your shutter speed to 1/13 of a second, you're not the camera. You can't talk to the camera and say, "Camera, give me a slow shutter." Or camera, can you blur the cars going by? Like you can't do that. So there's that. All right, Jared, we're going awfully slow for 112 images. You're gonna bore the piss out of people. So let's go quicker. Previous. This guy now looks a little too on the contrasty side. Maybe that's what I need to do here is pull back on the contrast a little bit. Wiggle it just a little bit. Have it through. So these people were walking. I'm like, I'm going to get their photo. So I did. Then this guy was selling Rocky t-shirts. Get your Rocky t-shirts. Man, the sun is in my eye. I wonder if black and or white is better for this guy. And when I say and or, I just really mean black and white. Man, I just did it. I just did editing face again. I'm like, editing face. See, that's cool. Is he looking at me? I don't think so, no. So I broke out the 55 to 200 kit lens on this bad boy. That one's no good. Getting rid of it. So I shot the flag because I figured let's do multiple shots of the flag, holding the shutter down. That way we can see how the burst rate looks. And because it was flying, black and white, right? You would do a flag in black and white? I am just kidding. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night. Oh, Canada. Let's make sure I don't have this thing enabled. Good, I don't. Their home and native land. See, you can sync all these because there's nothing changing other than me. Like, it looks like I moved a little bit. Did I zoom in a little? Uh-huh. I went from 181 to 200. I saw that happen. All right, well, that looks good. This looks good. Let's see. Is it sharp? That's as sharp as I think you're going to see. Sometimes I feel like I miss sharpness a little bit, focus, but this actually looks pretty good. Boom. Boom. Shakalaka chaka. I appreciate you guys hanging through this if you're watching. I mean, I know it's a long-winded edit, but this is the process I sit through when I edit my photos. I don't talk to well, I can't say I don't talk to myself because I actually do talk to myself on occasion, But, okay, that's not super duper 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 like tack, but it's damn close enough in my opinion. Vertical, didn't leave enough feet room, so that's bad. I didn't leave enough feet room. I like to leave a little more than that at the bottom of a frame just because. I hit previous. All right. Don't listen to me then. But the exposure changes each time. See, this is nice. I'm really happy with the results I got from the camera. I know this isn't the review part, but the review part is, you can go see it. It's an ADD, you know, in terms of image quality and in a smaller package. This is tonally, I'm very happy with what I'm pulling out of this. That is not as sharp as I want it to be. That may be one of the things with the mirrorless cameras is tack sharpness, but you'll see in other images, again, I'm using that 55 to 200 kit lens zoomed out all the way to 200. It's not the best lens in the world. It's a kit lens. But for the majority of people out there in the world, it's doing the job that people need it to do, and they're going to be happy with it. Plus, they're also shooting in auto. I'm shooting in manual. See, that's better. You know, you can watch in the video as I say how I'm going to photograph this guy, making pretend I'm shooting the flags. I even audibly say to Steven, I'm like, Steven, I'm going to shoot the flags, just so that it sounds like I'm shooting the flags. Is that misleading? Yes, it's called misdirection. I didn't want the guy to think I was shooting him, so he would give me crap. So I, in a public place, was like, Steven, I'm going to shoot those things over there. And then made pretend I was, and occasionally I'd look up and point and be like, I don't think I like what's going on. That's what you do as a street photographer, guys. There's nothing wrong with it. So this guy got to the top of the stairs and did his Rocky thing. It's more of a snapshot. I put it in there. You know what? I'm getting rid of it. I don't like it. That's Steven. He decided to lay on the ground. I don't know why, but he wanted to get the shot. It looks fine. Moving on. So there's Steven again on the ground to get the shot. And you see, I forget about the lens correction every once in a while, but maybe just the wider lenses need it, because that did absolutely nothing to that one. And now I was just thinking about lunch. I'm like, I'm going to get the sushi lunch because I have to walk over there to pay for the Fro Factory. That's where the bank is, and I got to give them a check. You know, when you have a building, you got to like pay the rent and stuff. Well, I pay the rent to myself, but still, you got to pay the rent. You got to put it in the bank. Got that mortgage to take care of. Stairs. So I took pictures of the stairs because when we are filming videos, we like to put photos up in the background, right? And so sometimes you need what they call a plate. And I learned this, of course, from Todd and Steven. A plate, wow, I'm going to leave it in color. A plate is something that they can put in the background, and then an image can be over the top of it, but at least this is in the background. There. That's more like it. That's more like the color. And then you can get all jiggy with it and get it all like crunchy and crispy because, well, there's no people in it. Hey, yo, Adrian. So this is why people come out to the, not the only reason people come out to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, but this is one of them. Rocky Steps. We call them the Art Museum Steps. Some people call them the Rocky Museum Steps. Let's go black and white because the background is super distracting at this angle. It's actually not that super distracting. Let's see what the lens correction does in this case. Wow. God darn it, the lens correction really does a lot of correction for these lenses. That's okay, though. That's not a bad thing. So let's sync it up. Yo, Adrian, I looked at that, you got rantlers. Rantlers. That more sounded like Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, no respect. No respect. Back to School, is that the movie? That movie crushed. Hashtag crush edit. So I broke out the 55 to 200 again. See, it has the M right there. Ooh, this is distracting. We kind of could just simply... which one is the healing one again? What am I? You can see how often I actually use that. Where the healing one? Oh, clone heal. Thank you. Thank you. So that's Adrian. And by Adrian, I mean, yo, Rocky. See, there's no color in it, so I got rid of the color. Let me take a quick second to plug something. You know, my Gear Vault. Input, organize, protect. You guys know I made an app. It's called My Gear Vault. It's the best way to input, organize, and protect your gear so you know what you have and what it's worth. Go to mygearvault.com to download it now for iOS, coming soon for Android. Please use it. It's free to use. So I just thought it would be good to get some of these shots anyway, just to test it out to see how everything looks. Yo, Adrian, I could sync these. Well, I'm gonna fight Apollo Creed. You know, Rock and Apollo Creed. No respect. All right, and you can see the difference between using, you got a 55 to 200. Look how the background is in focus. That's the problem when you use a 5.6 lens, is that from front to back, yes, it's a little blurry, but it's not super bokeh-y. So if you had a 51.2 or a 1.4 or even a 2.8, you would be able to blow out the background a little more. Yeah, we got details in the face. I'm not going to spend too much time on these. Then this kid ran up, and he's like, yeah, yo, Adrian. So I had to quickly try to get my focus right. I had the 55 to 200 on. I'm at 55, which is more like an 80-some millimeter. Then you've got the distractions of the interstate aerials in the background. That is distracting. Let's see, can we save it in black and white? And by save it, it's not far off. I'm just saying get rid of the background. I know I could do some stuff to it, but we'll do one in black and white. Get this kid. See, the exposure was a little difficult. A little on the green side. So then I broke out the adapter. Now look how sharp this is. All right, you put the 70 to 200 2.8. Now it's the version 1. It's not even the version 2 on the adapter. See, a lot of people have the Sonys, and I'll talk about this in the other video, is the adapter, how amazing the adapter is. You literally put your EF lenses right onto the adapter and you go. You still multiply it by the 1.6 crop factor, but you just shoot. You don't have to worry that you're going to lose focusing capability. You don't have to worry that you're going to lose speed. It just works. Now, I know people love their Sonys, but in terms of adapting Canon lenses to Sonys, the focus systems on the look at this. This is sharp as sharp can be. It just shows you the difference of when you put on your EF lenses versus the M lenses. But when it comes to an amateur that is buying this camera, because that's who it's really designed for, an amateur is going to just shoot, and they don't know the difference, and it's not their fault. It's just they don't know the difference between what a high-end lens is going to give you, and they don't care because they just want to take pictures, right? This is better than their cell phone. So the point is that if a pro picked this up and they put on their lenses, the pro lenses, if that's what they wanted to do, you would see different results. Like this is a 70 to 200. Look at the background. Look how it blew out. Now, 200 millimeters is over a 300 millimeter lens when you multiply it by 1.6. It's like a 310 or something. But I love this picture. I mean, I don't love the picture per se as it's a great picture. I just love the effect that I got with it on this camera. It just really obliterated the background. And it was nice to know that I could attach that lens and get those results. Now, at the top of the stairs, the art museum stairs, is where Rocky used to stand. It's where he did his little dance, the Humpty dance. To take your chance to do the hump. Oh. You could change the color to whatever you want it to be, but it's more like this up there. So this is, you'll see right, meow. That's where he stood. That's where the statue used to be. And then they moved it. It used to be at the Spectrum, which no longer exists in Philly. That's where the Flyers used to play. And then they moved it next to the art museum. Yeah, this one actually doesn't need to be color. See that? There's like no color there. So we'll go to town on the black and or white. Let's see what the lens correction does for this. All right, we'll go with it. And that's it. That's what you got. So I got all creative. This is the Parkway. This is Independence Hall. On top of it's William Penn. An old fact about it is that William Penn was supposed to be the tallest building, and no building could be built higher than William Penn's hat. That has changed. This is Comcast Center number 1. Yes, Comcast. This is Comcast Center number 2 going up. It has changed our skyline forever. And by forever, I mean until they decide to build other buildings that are bigger and change the skyline. And that's what I have to say about that. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not a big deal. I think it's great that companies come into the city, whether you love Comcast or you hate Comcast. I personally use Verizon Fios because I like their internet, but Comcast has brought a ton of jobs into the city, which is highly important in the city. So it also drove up values. Not that you guys care, but I'm just talking while I edit. It's kind of like whistling while you work, right? Could this be better in color, though? Let's leave one in color. No. I'm going to be a little quiet because I want to get through this. We're almost there, actually. How long in are we? 26 minutes. That's not terrible. I want this a little warmer. Let's make that one a little warmer. Yeah, I mean, this is okay. Not the best, not the best, not the worst, not the worst. Just kind of snapshotty, but I like this one. That's better. A little too... Yep, that's better, too. Bringing down the house. And by the house, I mean the sky. Let's see what the lens enabling does. All right, I'll live with it for this one as well. This was just a shot of the city, just to see what it would look like. Watch. I'll bring it back. Boom. That's how I brought it back. For anybody questioning, this is Adobe Lightroom. This is what I use. You can download the DNG files I put up for you. You can open them. You can edit them. Do whatever you want. Just don't call them your own. That's all I ask. Oof. Big difference, right? I could mess with the sky. I'm not going to, because I want to get this done. See, this is the new Comcast Center going up. Look at that. Look how they start from they build up, and then work on the inside as they keep building the top. Wow, it looks the same. Well, not the same, but whatever. Looks good. So then this is, I don't know the name of the statue. This is looking down the Parkway to Independence Hall. This is where the Pope drove. This is where the Made in America concert, Jay-Z's, Budweiser's Made in America concert is right now when they have it. So all the major things that happen in Philly will happen on the Parkway. Not all the major, but most of them will happen. The Parkway is downtown. See, this is William Penn. That's William Penn's hat. I don't know who these people are. And why is the flag not all the way up? I don't know. What date was this taken? I forget. I didn't rename all my images. Usually I do that, but I didn't. Ephraim's Circle? Is that Ephraim's Circle? Is that what they call this? The oldest alley in Philadelphia is called Effort's Alley. Effort's? Something like that. Man, I failed. You can actually walk down it. People still live on it. It's pretty cool. There's lots of cobblestones. The history in Philly, if you ever come to Philly, this is not a official plug that they pay me for, though it would be nice if cities paid me to promote their city. But Philadelphia, the arts in Philly are tremendous. See, I'm not going to go black and white because of all the flags of the nations. The art, the Barnes Museum is my favorite museum. people go to the Philadelphia Museum of Art because it's the Philadelphia Museum of Art, but the Barnes Museum has $26 billion worth of art. That's the value they've put on it, and I love the Barnes. If you ever want to see a documentary about the Barnes, go watch The Art of the Steal if you can. That's The Art of the Steal, on how the city of Philadelphia and Ed Rendell's administration, in essence, stole the Barnes collection and brought it into the city of Philadelphia, which he didn't want it to be. You will see all about this in the documentary. But Barnes was a guy who made a ton of money in he invented like eye drops that every kid got when they were born, and he was just a multi-millionaire back in the early 1900s. So he spent a lot of time going to Paris and funding artists, in essence, like Renoir and Cézanne, and there's Van Goghs. I mean, he's got like 36 or 65 Renoirs in there, including there's one Cézanne, the one with the I think it's a Cézanne. It's the one with the people playing poker. It's worth $500 million. I'm going to just sync all these. This was to test the focus, which didn't do too well on this subject for whatever reason. And I was using the 70-200. So one of the hardest things for any camera to track, DSLRs and all, is the guy coming right at you or the person coming right at you. So I put that in there so we can just, I filled the buffer. That's what I was doing. I was taking, tracking, filling the buffer. I'm like, oh, here's a guy running up the stairs. I might as well take his picture. Yeah, those aren't super duper sharp. But then there's other ones that are super duper sharp. You'll see in a minute. We got a guy on a bike and texting while listening to music, or he's on the phone. It's kind of dangerous. Don't you love when you see bikers not even watching the road and they're freaking texting? I want to honk at them. And by that, I mean, if I'm not even in my car, I just want to be like, dude, what are you doing? I want this one to be mega contrasty. And the next one I like. I wish the truck wasn't there, but I like where this guy is. And I think I missed the focus. This is where you slide your finger across the back of the screen. It's pretty good, though, actually. Should we do it, guys? Should we do the creative crop stuff? In terms of creative crop, I'm going to unlock this. I'm going to see what works. See, I got all this out of focus stuff. It's not something I normally would do, but, you know, for shits and giggles, we'll call it a day right there for whatever purpose. I could do a panoramic print of it. That would be pretty cool using the Epson. I also have the Canons to print out, too. So we did a lot of shooting with this. As you can see, I tried to get people. You're going to see that I actually did get people because there is a skate park called Paynes Park that a friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine, helped in constructing and getting all of the legislation passed. We'll get to that in just a second. I took this because it reminded me of Germany when we went to the Brandenburg Gate. It was like, oh, that's very reminiscent of the Brandenburg Gate. This I did for Steven, so we could just show the bokeh. But again, I'm using the 70-200, so of course you're going to see some bokeh. We're just playing with the focus. What is cool about the focus on these cameras is, again, moving your finger. Like, you slide your finger across here. The problem is, when you have a nose like mine, look at this. I can't. So, like, you just have to get used to shooting a different way and moving your finger around. But you'll get used to it, and it does work pretty well. I am happy with this camera. I really am. It's a nice little fun camera to take around. We did some selfie mode videos and selfie mode photos because that's what the flip down screen allows you to do. See? So that's what you have there. I wanted to make sure that the horns were coming out on top of my head. All right, so we went down to the skate park, and this is Blake, I believe. Balake, B-L-A-K-E. He was out there skating, and he's like, hey, will you get some pictures of me? I was like, that's exactly what I want to do. Thank you. So here we go. Oh, and so the autofocus did much better out here with tracking him all the way. Yeah, close. So let's just get this locked in once, because exposure is 1/1250th of a second. Yes. All right, let's just sync all those because he didn't really move out of that area. Boom. Todd's in the background shooting video. It's probably not in focus. Wonder if these would look, cut his finger off. Not happy about cutting fingers off. Never happy about cutting fingers off. But did he land any of these? He landed a couple of them. But these are cool. I'm happy with them. I got down low. Well, you can go see the video where I did all that. But this was the point. Let's cut back on that a little bit. It tracked him. It followed him. It did a good job. I like that one. How's that in black and white? I like it in black and white. Let's boomify it. Yeah, I like that. I like that. We could go even further. Let's see what lens correction would do today. Wow. All right, we'll go with it. A little too bright. Some good shots, right? Again, it's just testing it out, seeing how it works. Then through the 51.2 on there, just to get some portraits, you want to see how sharp it can be? Put some glass on it. You're going to see the sharpness of this thing explode. So it was extremely sunny, and he was having trouble looking at the camera, so he was also a little nervous, but we talked to him after. Well, during, of course. I like the color for these. It's hard. Yeah. There's something in the music. It's like a young Justin Timberlake. All right. Yeah, that one I'll leave in color. I just want to go see lens correction just for fun on this 50-1.4. I don't know that there's going to be much. Just like I expected. Nothing. Yeah, that's actually better. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that one, and we'll do both with this. See, that is sharp. Should be sharp on this eye. It is. That's where I focus. The closest eye to me. Really nice portrait. Really nice portrait. So let's duplicate this. Create virtual copy. Create virtual copy. Let me go black and or white on that. Boom. Yes. Thank you. I'm not done yet. Is that too much? Do I lose most of his eye? Again, I'll put these up. You can play with it. Then I broke out the macro lens. We'll blow through these. Really cool little macro lens. You'll see it has a built-in ring light just to get some photos. He's like, hey. I'm like, this is a cool thing. He's like, take a picture of my eye. I'm like, well, you're just having me shoot all the things I want to shoot, so okay. I need to get his email. We had an assistant who was helping us this day. His name was Matt. He did a really good job. He was so quiet, I didn't even know he was there. Here, we'll get to the eyeballs in just a second. This was just the truck, I guess, of the board. Just showing you the macros, the macro chops. Then here's the eyeball. That's with the ring light on. That's what you're seeing right here. And I got super duper close to this. Boom. So I don't know that I actually like the ring light on. So in some of them I turned it off. And you can still see how close I was. Macro for something like this, I shouldn't have been at 3.5. I should have gone much higher. That's why I went to 7.1. But because I went to 7.1, I bumped the aperture, the ISO up to 4,000. So that's why you see some more noise. but that one's nice. It's much cleaner. I think I already edited this one earlier to play with. All right, I'll keep moving. Then the kid made these. This his friend who just missed his class. He did this. He melted rocks and stuff into bottle caps, and I liked it, so I took a macro for him. And then this is the last one. All right. So there's some really good keepers. Let's go through and find the keepers. F, full screen. Wait, let me do it out of develop. So it should go quicker. But I want to see what's red. Set label to red. Oh, good. I can change the label. Just want to make sure. I don't usually do that in that. That's cool, too. Man, I like both of these. All right, we're taking too long to load. Why are we? Oh, probably because I'm really far into this video. Like 40 minutes in. So I'll go through and select the best. Well, I want you guys to see what I think are the best of the best. So I'm going to go through that right now. Or not. I should have redone. Well, I did make one-to-one. Maybe I didn't make one-to-one previews. Well, you'll see the best in the video when you go watch it. Oh, I love this one. I'll go with that. I like that. Kind of like this from the top. Those are snapshotty, but whatever. Ooh, I like that one. Not just because it's a horse's butt, but just because. I like that. Those are just what they are. Let's see, in terms of the skateboarding. Cut his finger off. I can't use it if I cut his finger off. So I like that. He's grinding. He's flying. I like that one a lot. I may tweak the editing a little bit. I know I lost the sky, but it's not about the sky in this. It's about him. I like that one. I love that shot. So that's probably one of my favorites. That eyeball one looks good. Oy, noisy. That's 10,000 ISO, guys. That's cool. And that's that. There you got it, guys. That's me raw editing these files from the Canon EOS M5. Go watch the review. It's over on the site. Hit the I button on the top right-hand corner. That will show you all the different cards for this video. Pretty happy with the camera. You'll see the full review over there, a 5-minute portrait. No, we called it a real-world review with the Canon EOS M5. If you guys were, let's see. I'm trying to think of what I should plug. We'll plug my Gear Vault. Go use my Gear Vault. I also came out with the 11 Days to Better Photography. It's a free video course, free mini video course. You can go to froknosphoto.com/11days. That's the number 11 and days, and it will take you over to the site where you can sign up for free. I ask for your email address. In exchange, I give you 11 videos and put them all in one place. So thank you guys very much for watching. Jared Polin, froknosphoto.com. See ya.
Subscribe now. Watch this video.